Hi guys, I decided to give you one more video on the tactics and card discussions, and today I want to talk about Denko Sekka. When I first saw this card come out, I thought it was incredible. It is basically Cold Wave on feet, and it has defined the meta for the last 2 months to an extent, in that you have to play cards to get around it. The card going into January ban list, which we're now in, I feel is going to get hit sooner or later because of what it does and how good it is at the moment. Basically, with the Honest at 2, this card can remain on board and do so much more than it could have done when it was just a 17 body that sat there and you hoped you OTK'd. This card is played in Necros, in Infernoids in some builds, which I'll be running in my build, in Shadow, in so many things you can run it in, and it being light and level 4, that this card is turning into one of the staple sides or mains in a lot of decks. It's just so good. What it does, for those of you who do not know, is it stops your opponent playing trap cards or setting them while you have no set trap cards, basically, or you control no set cards, so which are spells or traps. So basically it's a Cold Wave on feet. They can't activate Fire Lake, they can't activate MSTs to your responses. This card is going to be so good with Snatch Deal as well, because you play the equip, they can't MST, you take their monster. In the instances of it being Burning Abyss, you will take their, say, Virgil or Dante and get the 25 stick, assuming they don't play the double 2, which they should. You can remove 1 anyway off with most decks. So at the bare minimum, it'll be a 17 hit with this and a 25 hit. If you're playing Grillport against Grillport with this, and you Snatch Steal or Econ, for instance, is going to have a big card you're going to see running around with this, it'll be 21 and 17, which is already 38, pending anything else that might get put on the board while this card is up. You see this basically, so that's why this card has become so important, because you see this card dropped against you and it says no to sets, and you can OTK so much with this card on field that if you set up a board of monsters and you play this card, your opponent has to play around the Denko first before they can deal with the rest in most instances, which can be really crippling. So that's why that happens. I really like this card. I can't believe it's still at 3. Well, I can, because it's not had enough time out, but I don't think it will stay at 3 in the long term. The format is so dominant on OTKs right now, and this card is not making any easier. It basically just says, okay, you set traps, I don't care. The only way to stop it is to activate something before it's summoned. And with it being a light monster, being a thunder monster as well, which is really good for certain decks, it's just easy to banish this card for BLS or Chaos Silk. So it only adds to the more synergy which you give to light decks, particularly with 2 Honest. So combining this with 2 Honest and Snatch Steal on top of everything else, this card is going to keep going up in value. I've seen it go from £18 sterling, British sterling, before Christmas Day to £20 to £25 British sterling. That's just on eBay. I expect it may, if it starts becoming dominant, hit the 30 mark over here as well. It's such a good card. I need 2 more. This is my only copy. I actually need 2 more. But yeah, that's why I think this card's so good. If you don't have Denkos and you're going to be playing Necros or Shadow, still I recommend it. They're the best thing for them at the moment. I'm going to have to get 2 in just because I might want to play Necros, and this is a big deal, so that's why. So for that reason, I really like this card. It's really strong, and you're going to see a lot more OTKs in the future because this card is just on board. So that's my review of it. In general terms, in a vacuum, it's really powerful. In combo terms, it's ridiculous. It is a little weak at 17 because we can put things on the board bigger than it through fusion and just through summoning guys at the moment, but it's still quite a dominant card, something that you have to consider like covering for. It makes traps pretty poor at the moment though as well, so this card is single-handedly making traps not be a thing. So prepare for the OTK format in January and onwards, but because of this card, but overall it's amazing and I love it. So that's my view of the card overall, of it going forward, and prepared to see the OTKs a lot more. So that's my view of Denko Sekka. I hope you liked it. I hope it was slightly informative. I will see what I can bring you in the next few days. I'm ultra busy now until the back end of January as well. I will try and bring you the Shadow profile as promised. But other than that, it's Swift Death Shots over and out for another review of cards. And I will talk to you soon. Later, guys.